Now, I'm talking about how I got to be this, I feel, and just wonderfully, just incredible position. Is because, look, I don't know. I guess when you do good work, you start appearing on everyone's radar. But from 2012 onwards, I had started to, I went back to Fiji, and I had been invited by this event in Fiji, which, I was like a headline model for, because I'm one of the top models of Fiji, all-time top models of Fiji. And that's, I went back onto the runway in 2012 after not being on the runway since, I'm going to say 1998. Yeah, early 1998. So it was very nerve-wracking, and of course I hadn't seen these people who were all part of these things for a very long time, and for very good reason, but we won't get into that right now. I'm not going to use charity to appeal to you. So this is about us, but also everybody supporting Pacific excellence and endeavor. If you do buy this book, you have, I assure you, new content for the rest of your life. I assure you. I know that sounds insane, but I assure you. So charity works to a certain extent. I think it's best to actually invest in people, and it's the best thing to do is be able to be charitable closer to home, to instill hope into people so that everyone gets out of that struggle city. And I do need to quickly just show you how beautiful this is, but look, that's all I'm going to show you. But it's the brush strokes are so beautiful. Stunning. I hope I was actually showing Dwayne and not, look, that's stunning. So Dwayne is just putting the finishing touches to the sketches he did live at Pacific Runway 2022. Now, I know it sounds so blatant. Look at me. I sound so awful, but this is transparency. As I said, anything we do for donation and stuff like that, well, that's on us. The onus is on us. And I'm not going to exploit your whatever. This is just about supporting artistry, supporting us so that we can support others, because we have ways and means and platforms of supporting others. So support us, so through us you can help elevate life for a hell of a lot of people to make it heaven. And then all of us can then combine, and imagine if none of us were struggling, and then the more we flourish, the less we struggle, the more we want other people to flourish. So the more we are able to all give collectively to charity, and the more we are able to say, no, wait a minute, we don't want anyone to struggle. I assure you it's a chain reaction. And this is perhaps a better way to do it. Look, you get a tangible product that is a work of art, not just of ours, but of so many most wonderful, amazing people, designers, models, makeup artists. This is why it started. So it's Janique's story, and Janique's story is in the bonus content, and by now you will have seen it. If you're watching this via the book, this was filmed live on December 29th, Friday, December 29th, 2023. And because we'd like people to buy some New Year's gifts. We've just gone through a gift giving season. I didn't quite push it then because I didn't want to seem just buy it, because I'd like you to understand the significance of this book. I think we need to step into the new year supporting endeavors and not just saying, oh yes, you're going to donate to charity, because the other thing is this is a very interesting thing, and I'm not saying all charities are like this, but I was sort of involved, not really involved, I was on the periphery because I was a part of something for a charity, a religious-based charity, and been told that the child that you sponsor, look, that child doesn't necessarily get your money. Your money gets put into a kitty that gets used willy-nilly. And of course, I also know that after the 19 years ago was the tsunami in Phuket, in Thailand, and other parts, Sri Lanka, I believe, on December 26th. And that tsunami, and so charity, Australians were the best. Australians gave so much money, to later find out that the main charities during that time, that money, unfortunately, it didn't go to where it was supposed to go, because charities have to then, whatever money they get, they have to redirect it to where they think it's best needed. And this is where, unfortunately, the tomfoolery and embezzlement and all that stuff happens. I'm not saying anything of that sort. I'm just saying this is where, unfortunately, people do those things, because your money doesn't necessarily go to where you think it's going. They do tug on the heartstrings of the average person, who we all just want people to survive. So you give as much or as little as you can. People are really quite generous. They really are. I do know that. So I'm saying to you, this is not a charity. Hell no, this is not a charity. There's no tax benefits or anything like that sort. This is a business. I'm asking you to support a business of artistry. Let's stop making artistry, oh, it's art. It's a business. Let's help artists, especially ones as established as us. And I know how blatant this sounds, but why? I'm not being blatant, I'm just being factual. Why should we have to work at other things so that we can work using our skills? And so I am asking for that support now. And if you are here on our YouTube, not on YouTube, on a bonus content, thank you very much for your support. I deeply appreciate it. Because we would like to now pay it forward. Not just give to the charities that we want to, but also, there's lots of people I know personally who could do with some extra work, who could do with being invested in. There's all these people in Fiji, young, old, established, new. There's all these people who could really just do with some hope, There's people in Sydney who could really do with some, belief in their skills. I would love to actually tell women my age and older, or people, or humans, or anyone, hey, I kind of want to tell your story. I'd like you to benefit off it too. I will take over all the other side. You just write your story. We'll just work out on the other things, And let's just evolve and grow together. I don't know. This sounds so blatant, but why not be factual? I'd rather be transparent. Yes, so with that transparency, I am now, I don't know how it's going to come across with people. Do people think that this is blatant? And let me just tell you a quick glimpse of what Dwayne is doing. Because Dwayne is now putting the finishing touches on all his lovely live sketches that he did in under a minute. Now these photographs here that he's now looking at so he can put the finishing touches on. These photographs are taken by me because I happen to be the lead photographer of Pacific Runway. I want to talk more about this, right? So that's what Dwayne is doing. And it's quite fascinating. And these now pieces of wonderful artwork, one-off artworks, are going to also be available for sale. I'll let you know. It'll be through my website, duskdevi.com. So I'm being quite blatant about the fact that what I'm asking for is support for our artistic endeavors, our business of artistry, so that we can invest in other people, so that I can continue to do this, we can continue to do everything else, and use our platforms that we've constructed to, pass it forward. So would love you to buy our book, Pacific Runway, the book, available on duskdevi.com in our shop. Available, the link is right there in my feed right now. I would absolutely love if you could support this. I don't know how else to ask for it. I feel like I'm begging like an idiot, but How else are you going to know that I would love you to do this? What's the point? I want you to see how beautiful this is. We're so excited about it. It's so beautiful. All of this is so beautiful. It's not just my photographs. It's not about my photographs. I did say I didn't want to show you any more photographs, but I kind of do. It's not just about my photographs. It is about the artistry that these incredible designers put forth. And I want to take you through the years now. This is for the bonus content. So if you've now reached this content via the book, now you are looking through the book, and I'll go through the book with you. But I want you to see these amazing things that all these incredible designers did. It was just, stunning. So look, how do I do this now? I think I'll do it this way. Excuse me. Whoopsies. So look, I mean, I don't know if this is, that's 2022, but if I go through it, you need to, oh gosh, look, this is not the best way to go through it, I know. But they're amazing. Oh, I love this. This is Tafayuni Nijin. Now, how beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This was 2016. But Tafayuni, as in Dan Tafayuni, was the lead makeup and hair artist for Pacific Runway and his Pacific Runway fam, and just such a wonderful supporter of it all, and just just loving and beautiful. But one of my favorite all-time designers too, Iara, from Papua New Guinea. And you can see Iara in the background there. And that's this print. These are my photographs. Every single photograph in here. Well, no, there's a few photographs that aren't mine, but all the runway photographs are. So, but there you go. Buy the book. It's history. It's an incredible homage to an incredible event. And yes, they're my photographs, but let me tell you, my friends, that just happens to be bonus. I was very, very lucky too, because publishing houses, well, they take control of their, all that stuff. So, yeah, but I'll go through these quickly, because what now we have to go through is the years very quickly. I don't want this to be a long thing. 2015 is when, so we won't talk about why, but just all that time I really earned my right to be then noticed, to be asked to be, on board in 2015. Unfortunately, look, there was a lot of, not just miscommunication, but a lot of wrong information. I especially got a lot of wrong information. I was told that somebody else was the organizers and founders of this incredible show, not the actual person, Janique Sayuli. And look, let bygones be bygones, but we moved along. I didn't have anything official to do with Pacific Runway in 2015. However, my photographs, of which you'll see a glimpse of, and you're looking at them now probably in the book, those photographs are just the few that we decided to use, because it wasn't quite Pacific Runway yet, and I wasn't the official photographer, but my photographs absolutely captured Janique Sayuli's vision, because later on I found out it was actually Janique Sayuli's vision, which she started in 2012, and all of this is in the book. Buy the book. And now we get to 2016, when Janique actually contacts me and says, I'd love you to come on board as our publicist and lead show photographer. And I am like, absolutely. And 2016 was such a magic year. You can see it in the designs and the models and the tone. And one wonderful thing about this book, if you look through it, now everything is in a different tone. Now I photographed according to how Janique Sayuli themed each and every year's event. Now, I just followed her, so the way I photographed was according to the mood Janique set for each and every year's different events. It's up to you to know what she did in 2012, the founding year, 2013, 2014. It's in the book, and by now you already know if you're here via the book. And but in 2016 now, we're in the most esteemed venue, Carriage Works, which is where Australian Fashion Week is also held currently. And as of 2023. And if you are, so you need to understand Carriage Works is basically at this current time the home of fashion, of Australian fashion. And so Pacific Runway got to showcase there. By the way, we're wearing Pacific Runway t-shirts. That can be, you can buy these. These are via pacificrunway.com.au. Now, going back to 2015, 2016. So this is very exciting times. This is very, very exciting times. And all of these stories are there. And, it's exploding now. Now, all of a sudden, it's really, really exploding internationally. And this was one mega hit of a show. The Pacific community had something to represent their sophistication and glamour and excellence and design, versatility and creativity. Pacific Runway was really, really special in that regard. It was such an honor to be the show publicist and the lead photographer. And that's because Janique Sayuli surrounds herself with excellence. This may be her vision, but she always freely acknowledges her team. To which I say, well, yeah, but without her vision, without Janique's boldness, her bravery, her refusal to say that, no, this can't be done. And these stories are there. She refused to hear that. Without her vision and without her bravery, we wouldn't be here talking about Pacific Runway, the photo book, and you listening to me talk about this incredible show. I am very honored to be the publicist, media liaison, and lead show photographer. So this book, Pacific Runway, the book is filled with incredible, incredible images of incredible artistry by the designers of Pacific origin around the world, from around the world. And you can see behind me, and I want to take you through this as well, who is who. I'll tell you now, this is Kirakin. Now, Kirakin is a design collective owned by a First Nations woman from Western Australia, Amanda Healy. And the designs, and this is Frances Pickett. Now, the designs are created by First Nations, artists of First Nations background. So it's a design collective, so they're different designs. Now, what you need to know about Pacific Runway is that Janique has always used her platform to help others shine and showcase their design. Now, very interestingly, only now in 2023 we can say designers of First Nation origin are getting their own, floor, etc. amongst the collective like Australian Fashion Week. But there's never been a separate designer fashion week, etc. for designers of First Nations origin, because they shouldn't be separate. They should very much be celebrated along with it all. And but so far they had to just be part of crumbs or do their own little things here and there. For the first time ever, they've had a big mega show that is a mainstream show of commercial value, utilizing cultural excellence in a mainstream venue and treating designers of First Nation background as of commercial excellence, which they are. So Janique has always invited designers of First Nations background to open the shows, to open Pacific Runway show. And so this is Kirakin, and this opened 2018. And I love, this is I have so many pieces from this collection. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love Kirakin. I have worn Kirakin all over the world. In the Middle East, when I visited the pyramids, which in Cairo, in Egypt, I wore this because if I was going to go to an ancient land, then and if you are watching this via the book's exclusive content, by now you'll be seeing photographs of me in front of the pyramids wearing these wonderful pieces, because I have more. I have pants, etc., and I'm wearing them in Cairo in front of the pyramids, because if I was going to go and see an ancient culture's monuments to excellence, I was going to wear an even more ancient people's, excellence, modern day excellence, to see that. So anyway, but everything else around me, this is Papua New Guinean, and there's Papua New Guinean Taboo, PNG, and this is Ivana Couture, an Australian woman of Tongan ancestry. Behind me is Hefrani by Isaiah Conrote from Fiji. I'm talking about some of my favorite designers now. And underneath here, I don't know if you can see, but behind here is Lumai, who is truly one of my most favorite designers. Lumai by Drew Douglas. New Zealand based, but from Papua New Guinea originally. And wow, just absolutely excellent, these people. And they have shown throughout the years, various years, and they're all featured in the book. But so 2016 now. So 2016, I am now part of the team. It's so exciting. And for me, it's a big deal. Understand this. My ancestry plays a huge role in this because in my country of birth, I'm not necessarily allowed to call myself a person of that country, but I don't know, it's slightly confusing. And I, of course, hold a very privileged position, I feel, in the country of my birth because of my background there. Now, but as a person born in the region, I can't call myself a Pacific Islander. By racial grouping, I think, well, they prefer me to call myself a Southeast Asian, but I don't identify that way. So anyway, so this is a big deal for me to be, and I have never ever taken it for granted. I've always been able to show my love, not my gratitude. I'm not groveling for approval here. I'm saying that how wonderful it is to have my opinion and my my artwork, my skill, etc., to help, well, I don't know, showcase Pacific excellence. So 2016 was a most excellent year. It started getting better and better. More people, media wanted to attend in 2017. It was all very exciting. As it got bigger and bigger, well, this became a year-round, and it's not just something that Janique could do in a few days or weeks, etc. It became an entire year's work, making sure she got sponsors, etc. Nothing was necessarily given free, but again, this is Janique's story to tell, and I'm going to leave her to tell it. And let me go over here. So, where was I? 2016. Now, if you've got the book, you can absolutely look through 2016 and now see what's happening in 2017. As I've said, let me just talk to you briefly about the book, and I think this will be part of the snippets just to pique your interest in getting this wonderful piece of artistry, which is actually history now. It is legacy. It is now in the National Library of Australia. Well, not quite right now, but it will be, and it is meant to be an ongoing, piece of legacy. I would love you to pass it on, because that which you now know exists within the book, that is ongoing content that changes all the time. Well, that this, if you are in, your grandchildren may be watching this now on this book. That's what it intends to be. So, but it might be something new by this time, who knows? We'll keep an archive happening here. So, 2017 now. So, as I'm saying, if you look at the book, the layout Dwayne did, because Dwayne's, the layout of the book, yes, it is both a combined work, but it's Dwayne's eye that just so efficiently creates these different structural ways. So if you go through the book, you'll notice that it's not quite the same. It doesn't look the same, and that's because of the photographs I took, which followed Janique's vision of that year. So everything is according to that year. I am terribly sorry about this one thing that I need to continue to apologize to. There are so many of my favorite models that I have missed out. So I'll tell you what, this is also going to be bonus content, but I may have this on the Lives of Our Days and publicly available. I'll see how I feel about it, but perhaps this will just be bonus content about my favorite models throughout the years, my favorite photographs, my favorite garments, my favorite collections. I'll talk about this, as will Janique. And this is bonus content that is only available through this book. Because the photographs I chose are not necessarily about the model nor the garment. And I didn't want it to be about that. Sometimes only one photograph is sufficient to explain this designer's vision. Sometimes you needed a collection. And so this is what I gave Dwayne. And Dwayne then put this incredible layout. I absolutely am so thrilled by what, when I looked at it, I almost swooned. I did actually swoon, darling. I passed out, whilst being conscious, because it was like, absolutely. But see, Dwayne and I had lots of practice, because in 2018, Dwayne and I remotely, we worked across, I was in Australia, he was in Fiji, we had met, and we put together a quick supplement for the wonderful My Life magazine in Fiji, which is no longer, but it was part of the publishing house cover story by wonderful Nazia Ali. and she is the ex-publisher. The publishing house is no more, but because unfortunately one of the newspapers that was supposed to be carrying all the stories, they relied on me too much, and this is a disaster, which I'll have to tell another time. But anyway, so Dwayne and I, so my life, so, Nazia very kindly said, okay, if you can get me something really quickly, we'll do a supplement for you. So then Dwayne and I quickly put together this supplement for, the show that was supposed to be shown. So we already had that. And then My Life also agreed to have a supplement showcasing Pacific Runway 2018. So Dwayne and I again remotely on the phone together. We're emailing each other, and we're on the phone, and I'm like, no, do this, email it to me now, let me see. Okay, great. So we just really, I threw you in the deep end. So by the time it came to, and now you are already an independent contracted graphic designer with 2 very prestigious independent publishing houses. So Dwayne, by the time it came to laying out this book, is just basically an old hand now, and absolutely understands how to lay out not just fashion but also structure, typeset, and all that stuff. It's so wonderful. It's so nice to work with someone who you can say, this is my vision, execute it, please. And Dwayne and I liken this to me being a Jedi. He's actually the Force side of it. I'm like, look, I want it to look like this. Make it happen. And Dwayne does. Oh, wow. It was so amazing to have this appear before my eyes. Your layout of all this. I wish I had actually filmed it. I wish we had recorded it.
Well, I mean, we went... Was there any such thing at that time? Like
of our
lives and stuff?
No, but I wish we had done this of our putting together. But we don't work like that, and I have to confess something to you. Dwayne and I don't. Well, I don't. I need to work with panic. I need to work with accelerated adrenaline, so I can go, oh my God, and my adrenaline says, this is what I want. And that's how I do it. And Dwayne goes, okay, well, that's the brief, and bang. And so we have such harmony in the way we work. It's insane. And this is now, I'm not sure if I want it as part of the exclusive content, but it is very much so content for the lives of our days. During this period, just as we were about to go to publication, just as we were about to go to publish, well, unfortunately, I had to have emergency surgery. I ended up in hospital for a week. Insane. I had never been as ill as I was, and it was such a symbolic thing for me too, because what had happened, and I came out of hospital just fighting, like, oh my God, I feel good. I feel so good. Anyway, and then we got everything finished, etc., and it was just absolutely amazing how it all ensued and came about. And
the printers are good.
The printers, as we have already explained, the printers are local Sydney, and they are of Pacific origin, Samoan and New Zealand, Indo-Fijian. I'm certain it's Indo-Fijian from New Zealand. And it's just wonderful to have that it's such a huge deal, because Janique, of course, is Samoan Maori from New Zealand and now Australia. And I, of course, am Indo-Fijian, so it's all just so wonderful. Anyway, so the layout is just absolutely amazing, darling. I'm so thrilled about what you were able to do with my images, and which my images followed Janique's way of laying out, and of not laying out, of her themes for everything. Yep. So that was absolutely amazing. Now when we get to 2018 is really exciting, a really, really exciting year. Now we've got Vogue interested. Everyone in Sydney, people in Sydney are talking about Pacific Runway. That was my job. My job as publicist, and this is where you're watching this now, because you have come to this content after it is no longer available on the Lives of Our Days on our Instagram feed. This is exclusive content only available through the book, which is available through the website. But 2018 was really, really amazing, and the designers from Fiji were absolutely amazing. I do have to mention the collection by Eli Giocchiono. Oh, sorry, what?
Chikoyon.
Chikoyono. My apologies. Eli. I think Eli is exceptionally talented, but a talented photographer as well. I have been photographed by Eli. An artist, absolutely. And his collection from that year was next level. It was just structurally brilliant.
He's a good designer.
Great designer. Absolutely great designer. And that collection wasn't suited to my body type, but the body types they were suited to, and suited to my colleague and friend Sabi Sorabi, who was at that time with Raffles College, and then she went on to Billy Blue. Now I mentioned Raffles because Raffles is a big family. And if you have access to the book, you have access to exclusive content, and there's some exclusive content from Sabi, because Sabi has been a Pacific fashion friend from 2016 since she and I met, and her exclusive content is there as well. And if you're now watching this via the exclusive content via the book through my section, then you're now seeing photographs of Sabi and Sabi, Janique, and me. We're in Papua New Guinea at Stella Runway together. We're all now combining forces. I am media facilitator. I am connecting people in 2016. I'm connecting, Pacific Runway with Stella Runway, which is the brainchild of Amanda Donaghy, who is the publisher and editor of, sadly now no longer, Stella magazine. But that's how Iara came into it, and Lumai. Oh my gosh, there's some incredible stories to be told here. And so that's how I met all of these people, because I was also the publicist in 2016. And this is where I'm telling these exclusive stories now. In 2016, I was the publicist for Stella Runway and media facilitator for media liaison for Stella magazine. And also for Pacific Runway. It was a big deal for me that year, 2016. I was in Fiji. I was in Singapore. At Singapore, I was one of the exclusive invited photographers, granted access to Singapore Fashion Week. I got to interview Indian American designer Naeem Khan. I was one of the only journalists allowed to interview him. By now, on our bonus content, you should be seeing a photograph of me with Naeem Khan backstage at Singapore Fashion Week in 2016. It was amazing. I haven't actually published that. So now, this story I should actually publish on The Stylander, because it was absolutely wonderful. I don't know who I was supposed to publish this for, but they didn't take the story in the end because they didn't want to pay me. I'm like, this is exclusive content. You can't do this to me. So I refused. I'd rather not. But I had a wonderful, wonderful conversation with Naeem Khan, who, trained under Holston, a just legendary name of North American and global fashion in the States of America. Legendary. And I got to interview another legendary name, Naeem Khan, in Singapore in 2016 at Singapore Fashion Week, which I went to 2 weeks after I was with Pacific Runway. And I think Pacific Runway was about a month after Stella Runway. It was such an exciting time for me. I was so excited to be in the middle of it all, facilitating, organizing, etc. I got raffles onto, Pacific Runway and Stella Runway, and we got, mentoring and, scholarships, etc., a fully, expenses paid trip to Sydney. Oh, look, it was just amazing. I had all expenses paid trip to Port Moresby, where I saw the excellence of Papua New Guinean artistry in the fashion and design, worlds, industries. And if you now know our magazine, The Stylander, which I hope you do, www.thestylander.com, you will have seen that we feature a lot of Papua New Guinean artistry, contemporary artistry in fashion, in music, in design, in artworks. And we have a supplement called Wanderer, which is about contemporary Papua New Guinean artistry in fashion and music, design, lifestyle. And on The Stylander, you will see many, many shoots I have done with, the design work of Papua New Guinean designers. Please do go and see. I have written it all there. There's, conversations, there's interviews with Drew Douglas of Lumai. There's full collection photographs and shoots I have done of Iara's clothing. I have worn Iara in Singapore, in Suva, in Sydney, all over the world. And there's all sorts of information. Just please do go to our magazine, The Stylander, and showcasing gorgeous models of Papua New Guinean origin and ancestry, and people who live there. And all the wonderful photographs, the images I took of stellar runway, of incredible models and incredible designers and their designs. So amazing. So if you are looking at this, you are now viewing the exclusive content of all of this. Dwayne will now have put in all these photographs of that incredible time. So, you can watch this for a few days because it's going to take some time. And but by next year, dun dun dun, which is not that far away because today is December 29th, 2023. I'm so excited about this weekend. Look, it's a culmination of things. We are coming to an end, friends. We are, of something that needs to go. But it has to happen with transparency. And that is why you're here, because this is a channel of transparency. But back to Pacific Runway. Now, so I am media facilitator for everything that's happening in Papua New Guinea, and we've got some good things happening in Fiji, and I'm modeling in Fiji for a show there. That's not part of work, but I also very much use myself as the blank canvas to highlight everything. And there you'll be now seeing photographs that is done by a photographer in Fiji. I don't wish to credit this person. I don't wish to have anything to do with this person, but this person's photography is lovely. And so it's here. The name will stay there, but I will not utter it. So, yes, it's... I had a wonderful time, and I was so honored and humbled that the wonderful designers in Fiji of that time, and continuing to be so, these are veterans of a time when I was responsible for creating platforms back in the 90s. I created platforms that elevated these already really committed to their artwork designers. I didn't discover them. They were already committed to their wonderful design work, etc. I just gave them a platform that helped elevate their renown from city areas only to a national way. I think I can say that I was quite instrumental in that back in the 90s with the first show, Weller Design Awards in 1994. And for those stories, you will have to... Now, these are freely available on our YouTube channel, STV. And we're going through these now as of this date. So I'll get to these years soon. I'm only now in January 1993. But right now we're talking about Pacific Runway. And I'm currently at 2016. Wow, what a wonderful time. I'm having such a wonderful time. Just the Fiji designers of this time are really popping. Nana and, Hupfield Herder and Iser Conrote and Robert Kennedy and Samson Lee. Spectacular people, spectacular designers. Eli is also doing great things around this time. And some other people, but... really good artistry, really amazing things. Eli doesn't go underneath his name, and unfortunately for my own reasons I am not going to name the label. But let me just show you a few things here. Now Dwayne is just putting the finishing touches to, and this is what we're doing right now, he's just putting the finishing touches to live sketches he did during Pacific Runway 2022 from photographs that I took because I was Pacific Runway's lead photographer. So Dwayne is just making these a little bit exclusive, live sketched, and then now finished beautifully with these wonderful watercolors as I continue talking about Pacific Runway.